A 2008 study in the journal Obesity reported that if current trends continue, 100% of Americans will be overweight or obese by the year 2048. Today I'm going to inform you on how the government is trying to prevent this from happening. They have initiated a program called Healthy People 2020, and since I'm an exercise science major and a college athlete, I think it's important to educate people on how they can improve their health. So first of all, what is Healthy People 2020? Healthy People 2020 is a government launched program. It launched in 2010 and is a 10-year national program instituted by the government with objectives aimed toward improving the health of American citizens. The government is trying to prevent chronic disease by consuming healthy diets and initiating programs to help do that. There have been 3 decades of Healthy People initiatives, and the missions have been different in each one, and Healthy People 2020 has defined their mission as identifying nationwide health improvement priorities, increasing public awareness and understanding of the determinants of health, disease, disability, and the opportunities for progress. Provide measurable objectives and goals that are applicable at national, state, and local levels. To engage multiple sectors to take actions to strengthen policies and improve practices that are driven by the best knowledge, and to identify critical research, evaluation, and data collection needs. They also have provided objectives for their mission of improving health, and these include to improve health, fitness, and quality of life through daily physical activity. More than 80% of Americans are not reaching the recommended level of physical activity, which is 150 minutes of moderate activity during the week. And they understand that some people's levels of physical activity are determined by their environment and their access to safe sidewalks, parks, and trails. And some people don't have grocery stores with healthy options available, so they also take that into consideration and try to improve that. And they want to increase quality, availability, and effectiveness of educational and community-based programs designed to prevent disease and injury, improve health, and enhance quality of life. Eating healthy is a learned behavior, so improving and increasing education programs to be more effective would help people develop healthier habits and continue them throughout their life. And to improve the development and the health and safety and well-being of adolescents and young adults is also an objective of theirs. They want young adults to develop good attitudes for their healthy eating habits, because if they have negative attitudes towards eating healthy, like if they're not used to eating it when they go to school, then they're probably not going to eat healthy when they go to school, because they don't eat like that at home, so they don't know what they're eating. So they want to have education programs to tell kids eating healthy is good and that it can be fun to do. And more than about 20% of our population is made up of young adults and children, so they want to improve this generation so we are not going to be 100% overweight and obese by 2048. And they want to reduce the consumption of calories from SOFAs, which is solid fats and added sugars, in the population aged 2 years and older. And the excessive consumption of solid fats and added sugars leads to higher risk of the development of chronic diseases such as diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease and horrible chronic diseases like that are preventable. They do offer recommendations, and these are to eat nutrient-dense food, which are whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. They want you to limit the intake of saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, added sugars, alcohol, and sodium intakes, which are bad. They can lead to high blood pressure and heart disease. And they want you to limit your caloric intake overall, so that you're not overeating, and so you can figure out the right number of calories that you're supposed to be eating throughout the day, along measuring with your physical activity. And the key saying that I read while I was doing research for this was to eat until you're satisfied, not until you're full. So don't be eating until you're super full and then you can't eat anymore when you were probably satisfied a while ago. And they offer a website, it's called choosemyplate.gov, and it offers a food tracker, physical activity tracker, healthy eating tips, and other helpful tools that you can interact with families and yourself. So they have a food tracker where you're able to track all the foods you can eat in a day, and it gives you the calorie count and nutrients that were in the foods that you ate, and it offers like a graph where it says like whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and like how close you are to fulfilling the servings that you have that day. And they also offer a physical activity tracker every day. You can put how many minutes you were physically active that day and what you did, and it takes that into account to how many calories you're allowed to eat that day. And it pretty much offers you a plan, like meal plans that you can get into and think about doing. So it's just an overall good website that you're able to look at. And it also have provided like a food pyramid, but it's called my plate. It's like a plate diagram. It's split into 4 sections, like a pie, and it's each section. One section is whole grains, lean proteins, vegetables, and fruits, and it offers a little circle on the side up here. Like if you can imagine this right here. Right here is a dairy section, and they used to be like milk or something, but they're just putting dairy there. So you don't have to just drink milk, you can take in other dairy sources, so you're getting your dairy serving for the day. So that whole website pretty much tells you all the servings that you're getting, and it's highly recommended for people to use. And there are many benefits to following what the government is trying to do. It helps with child development, like developing healthy habits and developing more like as their nutrition is best, like how that will develop as their children. And it helps prevent chronic diseases that are not genetically based, like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity, high blood pressure, dental disease, and certain types of cancer. And by following these, less money will essentially be spent on health care, because it may seem hard now, like it's expensive to buy the healthy foods, but if you're buying the healthy foods and investing in your health now, you're preventing like more things later, like diabetes and all the medicine you're going to have to pay to like treat that. So if you think about it now, investing, it may seem like a lot now, like it's just food, but it's important to think about like the future and how that'll affect your health. So if you can prevent these like expensive diseases now, it'll help you in the future, and our generation won't have to worry about paying so much for health care, because we'll be healthy and not have to think about that. And it also prevents premature death because of all these diseases, and it's just there's so many things that you can prevent from eating healthy and thinking about what you're eating that day and exercising regularly. The government is putting a lot of effort into making Americans healthier and making sure that we're not overweight or obese by 2048. There has been progress made, but there are still more goals to reach by 2020. And I hope that today I have informed you well on what is to come and what the government is trying to do to improve our health. And I hope that you take these government plans into consideration yourself and start being active and healthy.